Okay, it's going to show me online. Okay, now. I apologize for the delay. I was making sure I was online, then I was checking to see if I was online, then I didn't, my picture went away from the right hand corner. So it's a pleasure to be before you. Thank God that I'm awake, I'm alive, that He woke me up this morning, like I always do if I remember to say, thank you, Lord, for waking me up this morning. So I thank Him for allowing me to be here before you another day to bring another interesting message, interesting topic, interesting, whatever you want to consider it to be, to allow you to think about it and decide if it applies to you. We're living in a time where people are doing what is pleasing in their eyes. A lot of emotionalism is going on. A lot of decisions are being made. A lot of people getting caught up in being taken by the mental or lies and words and whatever you consider. Like I always say in my videos, I don't judge or condemn anyone. I just speak what I'm led to speak on. Sharing the truth. You may say, well, is that your truth? Yes, but I'll normally support it with facts and basic common sense. I'm not going to tell you 1 plus 1 is 3 to make you feel good. I'm going to tell you that 1 plus 1 is 2, and whatever you do with it is totally up to you. So in life, we all faced with decisions. Let me say hello to. We all are faced with decisions. The question is, what are we going to do when we are faced with the choice? We live in a time where individuals are doing what they want to do. I see on the news of the shootings that took place in Wisconsin. I saw where, read the news where the police officers shot someone. I'm not justifying it. I don't know the facts. I'm not going to conclude that it's right that whenever a police officer shoot someone, they're guilty. I'm not going to say they're guilty because they're white, because we hearing, we see it on news. People have become judge and jury before the facts come out. We see, if you watch the news, you hear the rioting and looting and violence among the participants in the rally or protest. It's saddening me, like I said in my last message, when I'm looking with my own eyes and I see the videos from different news network that says that these individuals are peacefully protesting and they're exercising their freedom of rights to do so. I have nothing against people protesting. They have a right to do so. But to protest in the community and set things on fire, loot and steal, beat up people, do whatever because of a shooting is wrong. I'm not going to justify that. I'm not going to be for the struggle. I'm not going to say it's okay. You sitting at your home, those who partake in the violence and looting and doing whatever, they had to decide to make that choice and they go out on the street and they partake in what's going on. Some I've met personally have said that people are justified to do that. If that is true, then you need to open your front door, go on social media and say, come to my house. I'm giving everything free. Just take whatever you want because I'm down for the struggle. Are you going to do that? No, you're not going to do that. But yet you say it on one breath in one hand that people can do it because you can justify it. We should not be justifying violence in any form. To those who do not know this or do not follow politics or do not follow whatever, there's a lot of things going on that out there that when you're caught up in your emotions, you don't see what's going on. So you just join that person plantation of ideas and belief because it benefits you. But does it really benefit you to be on someone's plantation of ideas and belief? Have you been lied to and seduced into falling and believing what they have said? You should begin to think, is it time for you to wake up and come off the plantation of someone's idea and belief? I'm going to share something with you that I have wrote. It's in my book, He Still Speaks. Now listen, a compilation of parables. And in this book, I wrote it in 2011. 2011, there's a chapter in this book titled Stay on the Plantation, It Benefits Me. I could give you a small synopsis of what it's about, but I decided to read the 2 pages. I'm going to split it up so you can hear. It is copyrighted. It's my first book I put together. But I notice I've said this many times. Those of you who have decided to take me up on my idea. I told you that you can go to my YouTube channel. You can subscribe, hit the subscribe button, hit the video section, and scroll down, and you will see video subjects that may pertain to you, catch your attention, and you will be blessed from reading it. I also said there's another YouTube channel, He Still Speaks. Now listen, you can go to that channel and you will see, let me make sure my speaker's off. You will see messages on that particular channel that you thought that I wrote the message today, but I didn't. Many years ago, 2014, 16, 17, 18, did a lot of the messages on both YouTube channels, The Hidden Tales of Black Male and the He Still Speaks Now Listen YouTube channel. There are a lot of messages that even I go like, wow, this could apply to what's going on in the world, in the country today. Most people want facts. Most people don't want to believe you. They don't want to accept things that you say. They say, I want to hear and see the proof. Show me the proof, and then I might believe you, I might consider it, but you got to show me the truth. Show me something. So go to the channel, and you will see messages that you will think, I got, play me. Don't play the race card. And many others. In the book Hidden Tales of Black Male, this world is utopia, which means that people want police officers to not wear guns. Or we shouldn't have no police officer at all. If we have no police officer at all, everybody be doing what they want to do. Will they arrest you, or will your neighbor beat you up, lock you up, and have judge you like some people are doing, take you out on a public square, hang you, shoot you, or do whatever? So when we say, well, we don't want police in our neighborhood, who's going to defend you? Who's going to defend you? Who's going to protect you? Your next door neighbor, the person you may be afraid of? Are you going to let someone knock on your door who's not a police officer and say, well, I'm here to investigate your call and complaint? Will you feel comfortable? Will you welcome it with open arms? So we got to think. We living in a political era right now where candidates, governors, presidents, and everyone is running for some form of political office. And that's fine. But we need to begin to think and listen to what's being said. Don't agree with the person because they're white or black or male or female or whatever you think you can get by voting on them. But listen to what they say they stand for. If you believe in God, if you believe in marriage, and you believe in all these different things, whatever you believe in, then you're going to vote for that candidate, should vote for that candidate, believe in what you want to believe. If you believe that you should take from your next door neighbor and do whatever you want to do, that you want a candidate that don't even open their mouth about what's going on because they're afraid to offend? Do you want to vote for people based on a celebrity or movie star or actor or sports person? Your vote should not be driven by your emotions. I heard a person say that 2 days ago in the news when being interviewed. You should know why you're voting for that candidate, not by emotions, not by what your neighbor or history or being part of history. Don't be used. Remove yourself off the plantation of someone else. Think about what you're going to do before you do it. So let me get into what I wrote in 2011 that clearly applies to what's going on today, back then in 2011, and will apply to tomorrow and throughout life as we know it. Like I said, so I will read. The title is "Still in the Plantation." Subtitle: An End to Oppression. I was inspired to write "Still in the Plantation." It benefits me because what I was hearing from the mouths of black leaders. The leaders claim to speak for our race. However, they are indirectly saying, "Stay on the plantation because it benefits me to rule over you." You see that twist there? Stay on the plantation, it benefits me. Not me, it benefits the person who says, "Stay on my plantation." You'll see what I mean when I get on. There should come in time in everyone's life when we should begin to when we should begin to question what we are hearing. Am I am am I one of these people asking, why am I here? What should I be doing? Should my life be defined by these leaders or by me? Then I realized that I was awakening from my mental state of slumber. Lost my place. Let me go back. Go back to where I was. I lost this place. I'm reading off the computer screen, so apologize for that. Go back to why am I here? What should I be doing? Should my life be defined by these leaders or by me? Then I realized I was awakening from my mental state of slumber. I had been sleeping all these years while I was awake. While asleep, I was being told lies about how good it was being on the plantation. These lies controlled my everyday behavior. I was spiritually sleeping while doing my own self-centered things. I was not concerned with what's going on around me. I was sleepwalking through the field of lies. I'd allowed the planting of lies in the plantation of my mind. I refused to uproot these weeds of lies and plant the seeds of truth. I became the very thing that I allowed to grow in my mind. A planter will come in due season to till my soil of emotions with more lies and encourage me to stay on the plantation. It benefits me, not you. Indirectly, they were saying that I needed them and the government to think for me. Am I to be a puppet moved by the strings of words? Should I wait for my puppeteer to pull my emotional strings? Should I remain a mental slave shackled by their words of oppression? Should I look for an opportunity to escape from self-imposed plantation of thoughts about me? I have been bound by lack of knowledge of self and the truth. What can set me free from my oppression? Should I blame my lack of trying to escape on the other race? As the days and weeks passed, I began to feel helpless. I felt that I could not do anything to stop the stay on the plantation. It benefits me way of thinking in myself and in others. I want to shout out, wake up, wake up! You who are sleeping, wake up. As I slowly began to awake, I realized that we were being indirectly labeled as weak, inferior, stupid, hopeless, and more by black leaders. Many say that it was the other race fault that we are on the plantation. When some begin to question these leaders, they are attacked with insults, lies, or character assassination. A direct refusal a direct result of their refusal to remain on the puppeteer emotional plantation of ideas and belief. As a race of people who have been oppressed, beaten, killed, or raped, the white man is always to blame. Yes, that is true to a certain extent. But they're not the only race that is oppressing us. There's another race that's doing the same thing daily in some form or another. What race is it that will seek to kill, steal, and destroy? It is the black race. Black individuals are committing all types of crimes against their own race. In addition, black leaders seek to harm their own race by saying they can remain in power. They say that they speak for the entire race. I do not recall them asking me what my moral views are. They are supporting issues that are shackling me on their plantation of choice. Some black and white leaders get along well together. Despite this, we still hear some blacks saying, stay away from the whites because they are no good. Who's warning us about black leaders who are no good for us? Think about it now. I cannot recall any modern day black leaders saying or doing things that past black leaders did. Some of these past leaders pointed their fingers at themselves, and I always call them the black trailblazers. They saw issues during slavery time. They wanted to be free, and through pain and suffering and through death, through rape and oppression, mentally and physically, they pushed on, and we have rights based on what they have done. I heard in the news a few days ago that some city or some college is going back to some form of uh, I will call it separation of race or something like. I forgot the terminology. When have you? It's just stay on the plantation that benefits me. They felt we could accomplish things as other races. We could achieve great things not from the color of our skin, but by the knowledge within us. Past black leaders in slavery days felt that we all were created equal. We all can achieve anything. Yes, we know our history. History will always be there. History is a guide to do better for self. We live in a time where people are destroying history. We live in a time where the church is quiet. We live in a time where people are doing things, and I said it many times. I have been attacked verbally, and people have said that what I say is offensive to black when I point out issues about black individuals. Yes, Black Lives Matter when a police officer shoots, but should we not wait for the facts? Yes, Black Lives Matter. Do your homework. Philadelphia, Chicago, to Baltimore, Atlanta, your local city, and see how many young black individuals, 9 months old, infant, toddlers, husband, wives, daughters, family members, mothers, fathers, have been shot and killed by other blacks. And that's the truth. But we don't want to hear that because we are offending or drawing, like I've been told, making us look bad. If I don't say it and I keep my mouth shut, is I'm part of the problem? Yes, because I feel that what I can say may touch one person. We live in a time where we see black leaders say they speak for us. Oh, really? Yes, when there's a police shooting, well-known black leaders will go to that city and say a little speech and then ride off into the sunset. But yet when these other black individuals who have been killed in the community by other people, what happens? What happens? Do they come out and say, do they come out and stand up and say, we as a black race should not be killing each other. We should stop the violence. Do the mega black churches come out there and say, stop the violence? Are they afraid to offend their own members who may be involved in crime? Or they may go somewhere and don't get their tithes and collection? We living in a time, as this person said 2 days ago, that that some individuals are scared and fearful to speak their mind. So we agree to get along and we close our eyes and look the other way. And guess what? When somebody in our family is killed by another black person, we will want the police to catch them, arrest them, and they go to jail and they serve time. But when it doesn't apply to us, whatever. So we see a lot of going on. People, right? So think about it now. I can recall. I'm sorry, I just said that. Some leaders, some leaders today have been. Some black leaders have been with past black leaders. They walk and they march with those previous black leaders. But for somehow, I remember one said, "Judge me by the contents of my character, not by the contents of my skin." That don't apply today because whatever, whatever. We live in a new era. We live in a time. That's back in the day. Do you want to be judged by the color of your skin, or do you want to be judged by the contents of your character? Do you want to be judged when you date a person? Are you dating them because of the color of their skin? Are you dating them because how they communicate, how you perceive they're going to treat you, and you involve yourself with them, get married? We need to begin to think when we put ourselves into a self-imposed plantation way of thinking like everybody's thinking, then what happens? We go along with the flow. We could achieve many things if we begin to think as an individual, but yet come together in a group that have a common goal to say enough is enough. Last 3 months, I haven't heard let's pray. I haven't heard stop the violence. I heard it from the ones who come out there when it comes to police shooting, but the shootings that we have heard, and I have heard and watching the news and read the stories, I haven't heard. Maybe in the local mom and pop stores or churches, and some other person is saying they may say stop the violence, but we don't hear a mass. You don't see protests in the community where it says stop to a big scale. You don't see protests when a black person is killed and people go to the street and loot and steal and set things on fire. Think about it. When a black person is killed and shot by another black person, do they go on the street and riot and steal and burn down stuff? No. It's like it never happened. But once a police officer shoots a black person, if he's a white person, people take advantage of that situation. What does stealing, looting, catching things on fire, burning things down, stealing Adidas shoes, flat screen TV, whatever your mind conceive you to steal, how does that benefit the victim who's still alive, or the victim family, or the victim who had died? It benefiting you. You decide to run on that plantation to steal or to loot. And then when the police officer come to try to catch you and capture you and have to fight you, then you say, oh, police brutality, police this, police that. But you out there committing a crime. We need to wake up from off this self-imposed mental plantation of following the crowd. So we could achieve many things if we allow ourselves. The color of my skin do not give me special privileges. I cannot say my color of my skin is better than that white person, that Chinese person, that male and that female. I should be judged by the contents of what comes out of my mouth. I say the woman may look good on the outside, but I want to know the contents that come from her mouth, her way of thinking. Have they, black leaders, have forgotten? So they are saying, they are deceitfully telling you and I, stay on the plantation. They don't come out and say, stay on the plantation. It benefits them. They listen to the speeches and they think they're saying, believe me. That means come to believe what I'm saying on my plantation of belief. Hello, Tony. Come to my plantation of belief and ideas. And then deceitfully telling you that. And then once they get you on the plantation to do what they want you to do, stay on the plantation that benefits me, not me, but them. They are insulting, instilling the plantation way of thinking. Some black leaders have allowed themselves to be placed on the, I'm sorry, some black leaders have allowed themselves to be placed on a mental whipping post of life. They're being killed, raped, robbed, all through lies that have kept them bound to the plantation of a puppeteers. When anyone escapes, he or she is captured, brought back to the plantation to face the music of their accuser. Some are mocked and made fun of in the main square of the news media. Some will be called Uncle Tom, a white man lover. You're not black. You're not talking black. You don't act black. You bougie, or whatever you want to call it. You're not down for the struggle because they refuse to confess their support to the puppeteer on and stay on the plantation. We are living in an era. This is part one. We live in an era and time. If you look at things, are we not being told to stay on the plantation of my of their belief and doesn't go along with my belief? Are we supposed to keep our mouth closed and look the other way when we see black on black crime, or only speak it when it involves us? Are we to believe that black officers don't shoot black suspect or white suspect? If you believe that, I got $1 million to give you. So we are to believe that everything is for our benefits? No. When we look at things based on what's in it for me, how it benefits me, what I can take advantage of, then we only living for self. We must begin to wake up from the plantation of somebody else's belief. Don't allow yourself to be captured, seduced, chained by words, whipped with words. So what do they do? When you start thinking for yourself, you're not black anymore, you're not white anymore, or whatever you consider, when you escape from the plantation of that person's belief, what do? They make up lies and accusations and talk about you. And you say, you're right, I shouldn't have go against what you said. And then you come back to their plantation way of thinking. We see that in relationships. Boyfriend, girlfriend, husband and wives, children, neighbors, whatever. They have a plan. We all have a plantation way of thinking. We escape from the abusive relationship because we are being physically abused or mentally emotionally abused. We run off to ourselves. Then people start talking about, you shouldn't have did this, you shouldn't have did, not knowing the facts. Then you start thinking, well, yeah, maybe you're right, and so forth and so forth. And you go right back to the plantation that you have allowed yourself. You escape from it, but you're being whipped. So it's brothers and sisters, the sound of my voice. It's a time to wake up from your mental self-imposed slavery. Mental self-imposed slavery. You are the ones that's shackling your mind, not he or she. You are the one have a choice to believe this or that. Don't be drawn in to the emotional river, the emotional thought, and go along with the flow because you may not have an opportunity to escape because it'll be too late. So those of you who like what you heard, I'll be back, God willing, Friday with the conclusion. I'll stay on the plantation that benefits me. No, it doesn't benefit me. It benefits someone else. So from this day forward, whether you're in a marriage or dating or even divorce, living by yourself, being family members, whatever, begin to start looking at things as an individual person and begin to think. Begin to think, that doesn't sound right. Why did they say that? If you're not doing that and you're going with the emotional stream of thoughts, you're going to be captured. And you have said, it's like you allow yourself to be captured. You turn your back and you say, whip me. So the whipping that you're getting through words and attitudes from people, you are causing it on yourself. You can't take your shirt off and clothes and say, this puppeteer, this slave owner has whipped me. And you show the marks. So we can whip ourselves with our own lives. We can be our own slave master, our own slave owner, and our own puppeteer. So begin to wake up, brothers and sisters, and escape that you are someone you can accomplish anything in life. We need young black. I close by saying this. I admire because a lot of time when I on the internet, I see a lot of vocal black female, and they will let you have it, and they be speaking the truth. There's not that many black males out there that saying stuff. Not saying they're not, but what I've seen so far is the black female that's telling it like it is. Some people may not like them, call them bougie, or who you say that, or you don't know, you're not down for the struggle, you never live in the project, all this kind of whatever to define a person, but they speak the truth. So I admire that. I admire the young black strong women that's thinking with their head and not with their body. We are in a world where we need to wake up. A lot of us have done a lot of things. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. I'm not coming from that position. I'm not pointing any finger. I'm not judging anyone. I'm just simply saying we need to wake up. And I say this sincerely when I go to my YouTube channel, The Hidden Tears of Black Male. He still speaks now. Listen, and I come across a message that I have done 4, 5 years ago that I actually see play out today. I go like, wow. So that message I wrote back 4 or 5 years ago applies to today. Stay on the plantation, he benefits me, is applying, can be applied for what's going on. Don't let yourself be captured by any race, any sex, any gender. If you want to be captured, capture the truth. And the hard thing to do, the truth is going to hurt. I never known anyone say they had an operation unless they pass out and drug that they didn't feel any pain. Yeah, they're not going to feel the pain when they take the drug, but they're going to experience the pain when they wake up. So it's my prayer that everyone will endure and be well and be healed and recover if you get hit by the COVID-19 or any illness or sickness that you experience, that you be healed and you receive what you need and be blessed. May the doors be open for you in other areas. It's good to take your mind off self and pray for others. It's not about what's in it for me, how it can benefit me. I don't know that person. They don't mean nothing to me. Yeah, I read, yeah, that don't mean that's not pertaining to me. We should be caring about people around us. We should have an attitude of gratitude. When last have you done something for someone? You don't have to give them money. You don't have to give them food. But when have you offered, can I do this for you? Or I want to bless you by this or whatever. When have we put ourselves out there? Not put ourselves out there to get taken advantage of, but when have you looked at, like I said in one of my previous messages, what is your purpose on this earth? What is your purpose on this earth? To live, to get married, to have children, have a business, property and house. That's fine. But I've known a lot of people that have all those things and still not happy. So begin to question who benefits from you being on a plantation, on their plantation. You may not have not looked at it until you heard this message. Are you living on experiencing a plantation moment where you got to escape? And the only way to escape is to recognize that I'm on a plantation. I got to get off this plantation. Seek the needed help and means and whatever. It will come. But if you don't do that, it's not going to come. You got to change the way you think in order to attract what you want. A lot of us are attracting things, not what we want, is what we think and need. So go to my YouTube channel, The Hidden Tears of Black Men. Hit the subscribe button in the corner. If I go online, broadcast on YouTube, you get an alert. I will upload this message to my other website, Thoughts in the AM. Next Friday, this Friday, God willing, be back the same time. And I hope you enjoy it. Allow other people to hear what you heard. And say, hey, I heard this knucklehead or this guy, whatever you want to characterize me, just joking. They had a good, interesting message. And go to the channel and hit this video section. And I promise you, people say you shouldn't promise. But if you go to my YouTube channel, The Hidden Tears of Black Male, or He Still Speaks Now, listen, I promise you, you will see a topic that you're going to say, wow, I need to hear that because it helped me. If I touch one person, I've done my job. Thank you. God willing, be back Friday. Thanks, Tony.